What's up, Bradley here from Fully Gaming with another episode. Today's episode is kind of a sad one. We're talking about the new balance changes that are coming up with the patch for 9.1. So, I don't know if y'all have heard or not, but yeah, as you can guess, they definitely made some changes to the Druid class, but it was not in the way that I thought it was going to happen. Blizzard says, after careful consideration, we chose to make changes to 3 basic class cards. Instead of going after the cards that they just came out with, they decided to do it this way. They're saying that for some reason, they think that Innervate is basically the card that gets all the blame instead of the cards that they just came out with. So, yeah. But because they went after the basic class cards, they kind of had to do it a little bit differently. So, go ahead. So what they're doing to Innervate is basically killing it. I mean, Innervate has been Innervate since day one of Hearthstone, right? I mean, that's kind of what makes the Druid class the class that it is because of ramp. So now you're just completely changing the ramp. Basically how the class is going to work, pretty much. I mean, you still have wild growth, but Innervate is going down to, instead of getting 2 mana crystals, you only get 1. So it's basically like a coin. I mean, same thing. What, Druid's a rogue now? Really? Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. I'm confused by this, honestly. But Blizzard's saying that since they went after the basic set, instead of moving them to the Hall of Fame, they want to not do it until the start of each Hearthstone year, basically. So yeah, I am obviously not happy with the change that they did. I mean, yes, I understand you could play a Yeti on very early and play powerful creatures really early in the game, and it's hard to combat that, but it's been happening since day one. Come on, guys. Why don't you just admit that you made a overpowered card and change that instead? So, alright, I think ranting over. The next one that they are actually going against is Fiery War Axe. I was really surprised because, I mean, exactly the same. This has been around since day one. I mean, they're changing the cost from 2 basically to 3. Same stats. I mean, that's huge. That's what Warrior uses against aggro, mainly. As well as, you know, just to piss people off. Because you know that they're gonna have the damn thing in their hand every time. But instead of going after pirates, they go after Fiery War Axe instead, and honestly really hurt the warriors unless they're gonna come out with some other good weapon to replace it or something to help them. I don't know, man. I mean, it's great tempo for the warriors, so it's really gonna hurt them. I'm saying that the other option that they considered for Fire War Axe was to lower its attack to 2, but that change didn't feel intuitive enough. Generally, changing the mana cost of a card is less disruptive. Yes, I agree, but it's also, it makes it pretty crappy instead of just, you know, because, I mean, Eaglehorn Bow, yes, it is a 3-2 weapon, but you get something on top of that, not just the 3/2, 3 attack, 2 durability. You get an effect with that, so it is better than Fire War Axe now, basically. Another change that I was okay with, if you kind of think about it, was Hex. They just increased the cost to 1. It's basically, costs the same as a polymorph now, which, that's instead of 1/1, and this is a 0/1 with taunt. But they're saying that, changing Hex makes Shaman a bit weaker against big minions, and worse at silencing. Having both strengths and weaknesses in a class is important. They don't know what the hell Shaman is right now, since aggro went away. Honestly, yeah, I don't know either. You tried to do elemental and that didn't work, so now you're just, I don't know, trying to figure it out, I guess. Next up is Murloc War Leader. Yes, I admit that +2/+1 is a good bit. That's especially that it gives all of them on the board that much, and there are usually a lot on the board when you play it, but that's kind of how Murlocs are. That's what you do. You try to take over the board with your Murlocs, and then you beef them up. But they did not kill it. Instead, your Murlocs have +2/+1. Your Murlocs have +2 attack. So they just got rid of the beef up to health, which, if you're going to do it, that's a good way to do it, because it still makes them susceptible to AoE and, other stuff like that. They did consider changing both Rock Pool Hunter and Murloc War Leader due to the current strength of Murloc Paladin, but changing either of those would accomplish this. There would be extra advantages of changing just the Murloc War Leader. That's not a huge thing, but I guess they were saying because Murloc Paladin has good strength early on. Yeah. And then the other one is they are increasing the cost of Spreading Plague from 5 to 6. Yeah, that's not a huge deal. It slows them down a little bit, and with Innervate, you won't see it popped out on turn 4 or even turn 2 if you have double Innervate, but chances of that are, pretty slim. So, that's not a huge deal. At least, we still have the card, it just changed the mana cost on it. See, right there, that goes to show you that, yeah, they did mess up on the cards that they came out with, because they're already having to change it. This is what I was talking about. They had heard and discussed about changing Ultimate Infestation, since it feels bad to lose to. However, their data shows that how each individual card performs, and Spreading Plague was apparently the best performing card in Jade and Taunt Druid. Innervate was in the top 3, and Ultimate Infestation was in the middle. So, I understood going against Spreading Plague since it was the best performing. Innervate was top 3 though, so I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. And side note, Ice Block, they're probably going to move it to Hall of Fame just because everybody's QQing about Ice Block. It's been this way since the beginning. I mean, you get another 2 turns with Mage. Just deal with it. I mean, just play around it. You know how to set up lethal. It's fine. But it's probably gonna go into Hall of Fame at the start of the year. So yeah, that's pretty much the changes. We knew a Druid Nerf was gonna happen, but I think they definitely could have gone about it in a different way. And then Warrior to boot, really? Where the hell did that come from? I mean, yeah, we know how Fire War Axe is, but you kind of just expect it now. It's just, I don't know what they're doing, but we'll see how it plays out. I mean, as other people said, I think Blizzard would know what they're doing by now, hopefully. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. That way you will know when other episodes come out. And also give the video a like if you liked it. Please leave your comments below. I'm sure you'll have comments. Everybody's got comments about what they're doing right now with this patch. It's gonna be, yeah. It's going to be plenty to comment on. Thanks guys so much, and remember to keep gaming.